Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Kathleen and this is Kaleidoscope Soul Dreams. Today's session is about compliance with the medical plan, and I'll explain exactly what I mean by that in a moment. But I did want to address that if that particular intention is not for you, you can use this to assist with moving in the direction of moving in the direction of your intention and your plan, even if it's not in a medical context. Although I will be speaking from a medical context for this session. So I just wanted to address that first off. And I want to begin by inviting you to find a cozy place. This could be a bed, a chair, a reading nook, or just a cozy place inside your head. Any of those will work perfectly. The tea that I'm drinking today is a strawberry pepper tea from the Queen Mary in Seattle. And this is the tea that I call it my personal pepper up potion, because it helps make me feel a little bit more perky. And it really has a lovely flavor to it as well. So with all of this, please do sub in your own situation as needed, as I give examples, as I talk. If something that I'm saying doesn't fit your situation, just sub in whatever is needed to make it apply to you. And with the examples that I give, obviously I won't be able to address every potential situation that exists. So there are a few points where I'll give examples, and those examples are often drawn from my own experience and my knowledge of family members, and also just sort of generally as well. And another thing is that I'm probably going to tear up at some point in this video. And that's okay. That's okay. Because this is a topic that's like very near to my heart. So I was tearing up a fair bit while I was preparing for this video, and here I go already. So I just want to address what I mean by compliance with the medical plan. What I mean by compliance with the medical plan is that this is intended for situations in which you and your provider have agreed on a plan. You and your provider have the same intention, and you and your provider are in accord with what the plan is for you to do. This is not intended for situations where you are at odds with your provider in terms of what the plan is. And this really is intended to be used as a supplement to what you and your provider have agreed on. So, and mostly this is intended for when you're having difficulty with some part of that plan. So, for example, if your sleep doctor wants you to use a CPAP, I'm actually not entirely certain what those stand for. Continuous positive airway pressure. There it is. A CPAP device, a certain number of nights per week, and you're having trouble acclimating to it, or you're having trouble remembering to use it, or anything else to do with that. Or if the provider that you're seeing for weight loss wants you to track your carbs or reduce your carb intake to a certain level, and you're having difficulty with that. Or if your headache specialist wants you to try a monthly shot, and there's some difficulty that you're having with that. Those are just a few examples of situations where this might be helpful. I'm going to take a couple more sips of my tea. I'm just going to finish off my tea and we'll get into the session. So I have our candle here. This is just a little tea light. And then the other item that I have here is a little bag of some chips of red jasper. And red jasper is my favorite stone for grounding in your body. It's such a wonderful stone for that. I use it, that is most often what I use it for, and it is the stone I use most often for that intention. And I actually right here have a red jasper ring from Kim's Jewels on Etsy. She's fantastic. I have several rings from her. And red jasper is just the stone that I use most often when I want to ground myself in my bodily experience. So this is for that. And I'm just going to add a few of these chips of red jasper to our candle. And then I actually have a few other stones that I'm going to add to our candle as well. I'm going to add 4 of those. And then I also have these rose quartz. And rose quartz is wonderful at soothing the heart and also it's wonderful for activating the heart. So I'm going to add a few little rose quartz chips to our candle here. If I can get this bag open. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Just going to add 2 little chips of rose quartz. And then this one, it looks quite dark, so you can't see very well, I'm sure, but this is Bloodstone. And Bloodstone I like to use for invigoration of the body. And this other ring that I'm wearing, also from Goose Jewels, is a Bloodstone ring. So I'm going to add 3 chips of Bloodstone to our candle. Again, if I can get the bag open. Let's see. Wow, this bag's a little bit stubborn. Hold on. I need 2 hands. There we go. So 3 little chips. 1, 2, 3 of Bloodstone. And then this last stone that I have here is Peach Aventurine, and I've been using Peach Aventurine a lot recently, but Peach Aventurine is wonderful for when you want to both soothe the heart and at the same time activate the mind. I should have tried opening. I should have pre-opened these bags a little bit, maybe. Okay. There we go. So I think I'm going to take just 2 little chips of this Peach Aventurine. And add those to our candle as well. And now we'll set our intention. So let me just light this candle and we can set our intention together. Okay, there we go. So, together, I set the intention in the most medicinal ease and balance on behalf of our best and brightest selves, for the highest good of all, to conduct this energy work session, this Reiki session, for the purpose of assisting you and supporting you in your endeavors to comply with the plan that you and your provider have come up with together. Your efforts to live out that plan. And if you have your own intention to set, now would be the time to do that. And with our intentions burning brightly, we'll get into our session. So today, I'm going to use this Selenite wand as our method for cleansing, and I'm just going to run this through your energetic field as we get started. Run this down your sides. And down your other side. And down your back. Especially down the back of the throat area. And with this, we are just intending to cleanse any energies that are not in service of our highest good, any energies that are not in service of our highest good, any energies that are not beneficial to us. Cleansing any energies that do not align with your highest good, that do not support your endeavors. as we cleanse, I invite you to consider what is your source of resistance to the medical plan that you and your provider have come up with. Explore it. Is it about resisting the diagnosis that you have? Is it about questioning the diagnosis that you have? Is it about resisting your prognosis? Just sweeping this down your back again. So consider the source of your resistance to this plan. Consider why it is that you might be having difficulty. How can you ease that resistance? How can you release sources of resistance? And I think I may not have quite made it explicit before. This is for a plan that you want to follow. This is for a plan that you are interested in following and are just experiencing some difficulty with. But consider, as you relax and as I do this clearing, what that source of resistance is for you and how you can ease it. Just going to do a little bit of clearing through your crown, above the crown, and also explore the element of fatigue and the role that fatigue and lack of energy might be playing in your difficulty with following this plan that you have. Just going to sweep this down your legs one more time, all the way around. The reason I'm doing that, by the way, is that my experience with Selenite is that it sort of collects the energies around it. Kind of like, you know, those brushes that are for sweaters, that are for when your sweater has gotten kind of all pilled up. It's kind of like that, or at least that's my experience with Selenite. And you occasionally, once it gets enough energy, in this case, collected on it, you need to sort of brush the energy off the Selenite, and then I like to just sort of release the energy back to the universe. Okay, so the first stone that we are going to work with is red jasper. This is, I'm sure you're aware, this is one of my favorite stones, as I mentioned. For grounding in your body, this is such a wonderful stone for when you feel like you're not fully in your body, and when you have medical things going on, it can be difficult to live fully in your body. It can be difficult to want to live fully in your body. I know this from experience. I've had so much trouble staying in my body, wanting to escape it, feeling like the experience that I was having in my body wasn't really the truest experience of myself. And the more time that I spend more fully in my body, the more I realize that this is really the experience that I'm having, and it is okay for this to be the experience that I'm having, even if it's not necessarily what I would want for myself or what I would choose for myself if I were making the choice now. So this is one of my favorite stones. This particular stone, red jasper in general, is wonderful, but this particular piece of red jasper is just one of my absolute favorite stones, and I'm going to place this between your feet to help really settle you in your body, to help really ground you and stabilize you in that bodily experience that you are having. So then the next stone that I have to work with you with is this wonderful, very gemmy rose quartz palm stone. And this piece is new to my collection. I just acquired it. It's so beautiful. And rose quartz is so wonderful for soothing the heart, for helping us to realize is that the right word? Yeah, for helping us to realize what it is that the heart wants and how to move towards that. And often part of with experiencing a medical issue or condition, part of what the heart deeply wants is to feel better and to feel better, to feel more well. And going along with following that medical plan that you and your provider have come up with together will hopefully help you along your way in service of that goal. So I'm going to run this through your energetic field. Especially around your heart. And around the back of your heart. And with this rose quartz piece, I'm going to draw the harmony symbol at your heart chakra for balancing the past and the present, the previous and the current realities of your life. And I'm going to repeat drawing that at the back of your heart. Again, for balancing those past and present, the current and the former realities, for helping you to come to terms with and come into accord with what needs to be done. So then this next stone is Peach Moonstone. As I said before, I've been using this one a lot. This is a lovely palm stone of Peach Moonstone. And Peach Moonstone is a favorite of mine for its dual action in terms of both soothing the heart, but also activating the mind, bringing peace to the heart while also sort of turning the lights up a little bit with the mind, so that things are a little bit clearer. And I love that about this stone. So with this stone, I am going to discuss a little bit I'm going to ask you a few questions as I run this stone through your energetic field. So firstly, how does changing your routine figure into your compliance with this medical plan that you and your provider have? How does that and any difficulty with that affect how difficult it is to make these changes? I also invite you to consider the identity piece of this issue. who am I if I change this thing in my life? Who am I if I change this thing in my life? Think about that. Who am I if I take this medication? Or if I cut out this food? Or if I cut out this activity? Or if I add in this activity? There's also a creativity component to consider here. What is possible? And really think about that creativity component. What is possible for you? It's not just about what is possible in general, what is possible for the general population. This is specific. This is for you. This is to help you. So be creative in your thinking. Be creative in considering what sort of actions, what sort of steps to take, are genuinely possible for you. With that, I'm going to bring in this Bloodstone piece. This is a wonderful Bloodstone palm stone. I believe I got this from Monk and Moon. And with this is Bloodstone is such a wonderful stone for invigorating the body and for when my experience with it has not been that it boosts my energy, but that it extends my energy, if that makes sense. It doesn't make me feel more energetic, but it kind of stretches how much my energy can accomplish. If you're familiar with spoon theory, it makes the spoons stretch a little bit farther. It makes them able to do a little bit more. So with this Bloodstone, I'm just going to again run this through your energetic field and continue offering ideas. Because there is also a data tracking component to, there can be. There doesn't have to be, but often there is a data tracking component to a new medical plan or a change in your medical plan. And it's important to consider, what does it mean to me to have to keep track of my blood sugar or my oxygen saturation or my carbs or my calories or my iron levels or my minutes of exercise or the steps that I've walked or my blood pressure or my heart rate? What does that mean to me? And I'm really circling this around your root chakra, outside of your hips, around behind you, to both sides. And another thought: where and how does grief figure into this for you? Because the needing to pay more attention to what's going on in your body, to what's going on with your body, there can be grief in that. And that's okay. Because your life is not the same as it was before. If you're not accustomed to this, establishing it as a new pattern is a huge effort. And it's difficult and taxing. And most of all, it's invisible. Because no one sees you doing this. Unless you tell them, perhaps. But most often, no one will see you doing this. No one will see you making these changes. And you won't see other people making these changes either. I'm just going to hold this at the back of your throat for a moment. Send some energy in. So then the next item that I have right here is this this spray that I made. This has ginger and black pepper and spike lavender in it. Spike lavender is a different species of lavender than than regular lavender, I guess. Regular lavender is Lavandula angustifolia, and I believe spike lavender is Lavandula latifolia. I may be completely wrong about that. I hope I'm not, but it's possible that I may be. If you search spike lavender, you should be able to find it. So I'm just going to spritz this through your energetic field and on my hands. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the power symbol in a few of your chakras. So we'll start at the root chakra. And at the root chakra, I'm going to write the power symbol. And with the intention of energizing your body. Then the next chakra I'm going to draw the power symbol at is your sacral chakra. For expanding your creativity, specifically your creativity in terms of what you consider to be possible and your creativity in coming up with ideas for what is possible. Just sending that symbol into your sacral chakra. And then sending some Reiki into the symbols as well. And then the next chakra that I'm going to send the power symbol into is your throat chakra. I'm just going to send some Reiki energy into the throat chakra as well with the power symbol. And this is to activate your mind. And then the final chakra that I'm going to send the power symbol into is the third eye chakra, to promote imagination in service of that plan that you have. And I'm just going to hold my hands here and send some Reiki energy into your third eye. Okay. So with that, I'm going to set this off to the side. Okay, and now I'm just going to channel some Reiki energy into your system, into your body, for the purpose of easing any resistance you might be experiencing. I just invite you, as I'm channeling this energy into your system, to take some deep breaths. And breathe deeply into your belly to help this energy, the energy work that we've done, settle into your system. And now I just really want to thank you so much for joining me today. From the bottom of my heart, I am so grateful that I get to do this, that I get to be of assistance in any small way that I can. And I just want to make sure that I say that the energy Reiki energy can be active in the system for anywhere from 3 days to 3 weeks. So just see where the energy takes you over the next 3 weeks, and if you would like to come back to this session, please do so. This session will be up for you here on this channel for as long as YouTube exists. So just know that you can always return to this session if you would like to use it again, but do be mindful that, as I said, the energy can be active for up to 3 weeks, so it may take some time for any resistance you're feeling to really ease and of course, I just want to acknowledge again that making these changes in your life takes so much effort. It takes so much effort. And here I go again, tearing up a little bit, but it takes so much effort, and I am so incredibly proud of you for making these changes in your life. So, I am sending you eternal love, and I wish you peace